for the Bawumia campaign team. He's joined us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you.
That is your region, and also, again, you're used to doing national campaigns, so I'm not going to ask you, but I'm sure there's still some nostalgia in there, isn't there?
There is a bit of it. Yes, you're right.
And how is day one starting?
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to your listeners. And I would say day one so far has gone very well. We all know that after Dr. Bawumia was elected on November 4th, he took his time to outlay his vision on 7th February to the entire nation, and subsequently put in the requisite structures that he will use to pursue the campaign. He's put in place a campaign team at the national, regional, constituency, electoral area, and even at the polling station levels. And as we speak, there's ongoing training for all the levels of the campaign. That is why he's sure that he can step out now and go start his campaign, so that whatever message he leaves in a particular constituency or at a particular event, there are troops on the ground to carry the message and spread it. So, well, the day so far has shown that the preparations that we did is going to bear fruit.
I see. So how many days are you going to spend in the Eastern region? What's the plan?
For this first phase of the campaign, it is, if you will, a knock-door kind of thing, just touching base with each of the regions first, asking for the prayers and blessings of the clergy, and then asking the owners of the land, the chiefs, their permission to enter their various constituencies and start working. So we will be touching base a day or two in every one of the regions before we come back to start the second round of tours, where we may go into in a particular region for some days or even weeks at a time before we move on to another region. So for this one, from now till about the first week of June, we expect it to be a touch and go phase.
I see. What is the plan about touching and going? Are you going to be sharing ideas, or are you going to receive ideas? What approach is it going to be like? Are you going to tell them what you want to do, or are you going to ask them what they want?
Yeah, we are out here to listen essentially to the concerns of the ordinary Ghanaian and to solicit their views on putting together in preparing the documents that will go into our manifesto. You must also be aware that at the time he inaugurated the campaign team, in parallel, the manifesto committee was also inaugurated. So they have also been working, and we've been receiving inputs. He's met some of the identifiable groups before even kickstarting the campaign proper today. And all of the ideas that we've shared has gone in there. He will also want to hit the ground running as president and not go on any honeymoon. And for that matter, he would want to know what the issues are before we even go into the election. So as we go around touching base in this region, we are seeking the views of the population and incorporating them into whatever ideas that we have before the election.
I noticed that you've also thrown a challenge to the former president and flag bearer of the NDC to a debate. Are you sure you're standing on a firm ground to debate him?
We are. Our government's record speaks for itself. Everybody knows, we all know the challenges that the global economic space has faced. And Ghana is not an island. And Dr. Bawumia has said on several fora and platforms that this is a shared responsibility. He does not run away from whatever problems that the country has faced and the government has faced. But even amidst that, when you take your time to really catalog the things that this government has done in the face of these challenges, you would agree that the government has outperformed the previous government that did not have these same challenges. So he is ready any day, any time to meet the main opposition challenger, Dr. His Excellency John Mahama, to a debate at any place. And that is why we've thrown that challenge to him. So he means business.
Okay. The issue of dumsor appears to be a poison chalice. Why is the vice president willing to drink from that, considering that it has cost ministers in the past their jobs, and it has got Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the minister, silent for some time now? Even the president hasn't said much. What is emboldening the vice president to talk about this dumsor issue? Whose antecedent is a problem whose solution we do not appear to see in the offing. The people who manage the sector have been silent. Why is he talking about it and even promising that it will end soon?
Well, last week in the DBI constituency, when the president commissioned the solar plant, I remember reading from the Deputy Minister, Herbert Crapper, saying something in line with what the Vice President said today, that this crisis will be over. In fact, I think he used the words like in a few days or so. So I am sure that government has taken some steps that it believes is going to resolve the matter. And that is why the minister will speak like that. And then today it will be followed with the vice president also speaking. I mean, if somebody says I've thrown a stone at you, then they must be stepping on one. So I'm sure they know what solutions they have found to administer to address the problem. And that is why at this point they will all be emboldened to speak that this will be a thing of the past.
But are you aware if... Okay, apologies, we've lost the Honorable Frederick Opariansa there. He's campaign manager for the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign team. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Lots of you sending your messages through. Let me read some of them that have been coming through. Akapo Jr. in Hafomim says, Dr. Bawumia must not provoke Ghanaians who are fed up with the empty promises of this government. He has to focus on his own campaign messages and stop speaking for the disappointed Akufo-Addo government. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyoni South in Tamale says, thank God Dr. Bawumia is not a new person to Ghanaians. If not, Ghanaians would have believed his promises. Zelis Dwayne in London says, same old rhetorics. This government is a failure. More messages are coming through on the WhatsApp platform. Prince Henry in Koforidua sends this message, and he says, good evening, Omaru. Sometimes I ask myself if it was the same Dr. Bawumia who asked the late Mr. Arthur 170 questions and took him on until he died. If Dr. Bawumia, as the head of the economic management team, has sat down on concern for $1 to go past 13 cities and a liter of fuel to go past 14 cities, then I can confidently say that come December 7, 2024, Ghanaians will reject him and the MPP. Common dumsor timetable, Dr. Bawumia can't lead his team to provide us and want us to vote for him as president. He should forget it. Hashtag Citi Newsroom. This one says, how soon is he soon? He should give us a break. That's Obed from Abokobi. This one says, Vice President should not give such a shameful promise, especially on dumsor. Dumsor should not even occur if the government is really serious. That's New Dig Ni Atukwe Kwe from Accra. This one says, Vice President should not... Okay, it said the phrase power challenges will soon be a thing of the past sounds like a record broken beyond repair to many of us. That's Alan sending that message from Chantan. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Unfortunately, we are unable to reach Frederick Oparian and Sam back on the line. You do know that they are on a campaign tour. It's possible that they've got into an area where the network may not be favorable. Or do I have him? Do I have the Honorable Frederick? Okay, we do not. Let's go to Ejisu now.